Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
I started stuttering. I don't know why. And your Lord of Pennies. Say hi, Satsu.
I'm not gonna make fun of you. Hi, Satsu.
Why, thank you. And
make me look like the asshole.
And Lord Redneck is here. Say hi, Bloodwing.
Hi, Bloodwing.
I am your. You know what? I'm going to change my moniker. I'm still the Lord of Pain, but I've decided I am the hardest working cripple on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to start. Look, all like the King of Pop and all them. They got to name themselves. I'm the King of Cripples now.
Well, next to like Ricky Berwick or whatever.
I'm pretty sure I could take him.
I don't know. He's pretty spry. Walks like a fighter.
I don't know. I think I think he's probably pretty good on the floor.
Yeah, his ground game's great.
Yeah.
You guys are supposed to be on my team.
We have teams?
These are my friends, y'all. These are my friends.
Why we're trying to protect you from this ass whooping.
Trying to keep me from getting my ass beat by Ricky. God damn it.
Right.
Anyhow, hi everybody. Scribbles, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm all right. It's been kind of a lazy, quiet, kind of overcast day here. It's kind of blah, but comfy. And also, I subjected myself to the first couple episodes of Jessica Jones season 3.
Oh. I've seen that on Netflix, and I'm like, do I want to do that or not?
Well, I feel like I am morally obligated to complete all of the Netflix Marvel shows so I can speak knowledgeably about them. And I'll tell you what, these first 2 episodes certainly did not disappoint. They were exactly as I expected. Absolute horseshit. But I got 11 more episodes to go. 11. So there we go. Yay. That was my day so far. And I'll be watching more later. Yay.
A tall person over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much. He says, feeling under the weather, so I'll be turning in early tonight. Have a good night, all, and I look forward to listening to this tomorrow. Have a good rest. I hope you feel better, man.
Bye.
Speaking of feeling better, how you doing there, Satsu?
Well, on the other side, a show that I actually like, season 2 finally came out. That show that I've been trying to get you to watch, Monkey, the Agretzko show.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 is out, and it is fucking excellent. Just as good as the first season was so far. I've seen about 3 or 4 episodes now, and I'm like, yes, more of this shit, please. So I'm excited about that.
Cool. And Blood, we haven't got to talk on this show for a long time. How you been, man?
I'm doing just fine, man. Just fine. Just fine as a frog hair split 3 ways, and that's pretty fine.
All right.
That's such a redneck saying.
It is, but I am what I am.
Let's see. I'm as I always am. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit the like button, guys, and share. That's the word. We're like Sesame Street over here. We're trying to get you to learn to share. Sharing's caring, unless it's herpes.
We're Sesame Street. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, you're a ranting monkey. Satsu can teach about numbers because he's with pennies and stuff. I guess I can teach words. And Bloodwing lives in a garbage can.
Yeah, I was thinking I'm probably Oscar.
Bloodwing the Grouch.
That's right.
Anything we need to get into? Oh, you know what we do? There's something we need to get into before we do the new stuff. First, don't forget to come watch us over on 2 Cents Plus, Killing Zombies in 7 Days to Die. We may or may not have a horde night tonight. We'll see what happens. It's going to be real close at the timing on it, so we'll see. But happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. We won't be on the air tomorrow. So
yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you actually acknowledge your kids.
Yeah. Yeah, and even to Satsu. Yeah, even to Satsu there. He's not quite officially a father yet, but soon enough. I'm
getting there.
That's right.
He done coded the walls, so it counts.
Yay.
Scribbles, was there anything else before news?
No.
Well, when I went to say, is there anything else? I thought you had started to talk, and then I might have cut you off. Okay, I'm just making sure I haven't, because I'm the polite monkey.
Okay, so I'm still the asshole now. All right.
You made her bed, lay in it.
I thought you were setting up some kind of theme for the night of, like, linguistic issues, but never mind. I was trying to play along, but no, I'm apparently the jerk.
No, I was just trying to be polite for a change. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Cryptic, who says the man who invented Velcro died, R.I.P. Oh.
Ha, 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 ha.
Cryptic's the only guy I know that does worse dad jokes than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, asshole, what do we have for news?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you talking to me?
You said you're the asshole. I'm trying to be polite by addressing you by your pronoun.
I was asking the question. I was not making a declarative statement.
Oh, see, I'm polite, but I'm not very smart. Real quick, over on the Streamlabs before you begin, Cryptic, thank you so much. He says he is gone, but his legacy will stick with us. Yeah.
Cryptic.
So, Scribe, did we have news? I'm assuming we had news today.
Yes. Do you like flag burning?
Not particularly, but
I don't like it, but I support an asshole's right to do it.
Are you talking about me again?
Shit.
I don't. Okay.
I can't win tonight, y'all.
I'm just going to keep going on. Let's see. I'm going to do the slate.com version on this just for the hell of it.
Sure.
Trump backs measure to ban flag burning. Quote, a no-brainer. President Donald Trump came out in favor of a fresh effort to challenge long-held precedent by the Supreme Court that would ban the burning of the American flag. Quote, all in for Senator Steve Daines as he proposes an amendment for a strong ban on burning our American flag, a no-brainer, Trump wrote Saturday morning on Twitter. And of course, I doubt any of this has any traction whatsoever, but whatever. The move comes a day after Senator Steve Daines introduced a constitutional amendment, that's not going to happen, that would give Congress the authority to prohibit burning the American flag. That would give Congress the authority to suppress freedom of speech. Okay. The American flag has been a symbol of hope and freedom for centuries and ought to be respected, the senator from Montana said.
Wait, why go that route? If you're going to make an amendment, why not just make an amendment that makes it illegal to burn the flag?
Well, that's the interesting thing, doesn't it? It gives Congress the authority to prohibit. It means it gives the Congress the authority to do a whole hell of a lot more. Interesting, isn't it?
That is. That's some scary language. I didn't even see the actual bill.
Yeah, a little open-ended there.
Quote, our nation's flag must be set apart as a protected symbol worthy of honor, unquote. Representative Steve Womack, meanwhile, also reintroduced a joint resolution to that end with 14 co-sponsors. The bills were reintroduced to mark Flag Day, a day in which the White House was roundly mocked on social media for the way it chose to honor Old Glory. The White House's official Twitter account tweeted a photo of Trump hugging the American flag at the Conservative Political Action Conference in March, a choice many found a little strange and embarrassing. Well, I think it fits quite well with our president. He's strange and embarrassing. That's myself. That was me talking. Quote, this isn't some idiotic campaign or RNC account, Bill Kristol wrote. It's the official White House account. How far toward the third world we've sunk, unquote. Bill, hyperbolic a bit, maybe?
It might be a little cringy for him to hug the flag, but
yeah. Others also characterized the photo as disrespectful and more appropriate for a parody account than the official White House Twitter feed. I don't, whatever. Don't take life too seriously, guys.
Could they freak out more by everything this man does?
No.
Real quick over on the Streamlabs. Cryptic, thank you. A man got caught shoplifting with 2 vampires. He was charged with 2 counts.
Oh.
God damn it, Cryptic. I actually really like that one.
Gonna have to have a long talk with that boy one of these days.
How to find the language in this amendment that was introduced?
I mean, I guess maybe the way they're doing it that way is because they have to. But I don't see why they would. Anyway, look, stop with. There's going to be assholes that burn the flag. I don't like it. And I do think that the Supreme Court decision that decided this, it was called Texas v. Johnson back in, forgot the year that it happened, but the incident was 1984 at the Republican National Convention.
Mm-hmm.
What happened is this Johnson guy, I forget his first name, him and a bunch of hooligans were protesting by breaking shit, burning shit, shitting themselves, wearing diapers and throwing them. And one of them stole an American flag off a public building. And they took it down to right in front of where the RNC was being held, poured kerosene on it and set it on fire. And he claimed free speech, which is a stretch. That is a stretch. Because that's not speech, it is expression. And that's what the Supreme Court decided, it's expressive speech. Even if it didn't count as that, I don't think we should live in a country where you can go to jail for burning the flag. That's a little too, I don't know. That's almost where I get with them on the third world part. That's the kind of shit China would do to somebody.
Yeah. So I pulled up the article or the amendment proposal. Mm-hmm. Here is the text of the, or at least the actionable part of it. Quote, "The Congress shall have power to prohibit the physical desecration of the flag of the United States," unquote.
That's fine.
That's it. That's the entire amendment to the Constitution.
The funny part, this wasn't even a federal law that was challenged. It was a state law. Yeah. That Supreme Court decision actually overturned laws in 48 states. Real quick, over on the Streamlabs, Cryptic, again, thank you so much. No, sorry, not Cryptic. James Colley this time. I'm just used to saying Cryptic. I'm sorry, James. Thank you so much, James. Just making sure I got the correct synopsis so far. Scribe is the asshole, not an asshole. I'm really starting to dig Streamlabs. I don't have to censor or be creative. Hope you are well, Monkey. Thank you so much. Yeah, Streamlabs there's no censoring over there.
Yep.
Plus, it works out better for the creators. So if you can, please donate over there. If not, all donations are happily accepted and
we all might need to find something like that, because during my stream today, I seen it pop up that Hangouts are going to be ending soon.
Yeah. It's going away. We'll have to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Not sure how we get around that for this. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, there is that one option where we'll talk about it at a later date.
Yeah.
As for the flag burning thing, yeah, even if it's not speech, because I don't think expression is speech. I think that is a huge stretch by the court. It's your property and you want to set fire to it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, if it's yours. Now, if you stole somebody else's flag, like in the account you give, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. That's destruction of property or what have you. And there are other laws that cover that.
Right. That's part of what the court said in their decisions. Like, look, you have laws that cover all of this other stuff: theft, vandalism. One of the things that was claimed was that this was inciting violence, and the Supreme Court said not every time a flag is burned does it incite violence, so therefore the incitement part didn't stick. But if it had, that you have incitement in your laws, so there was no reason to make it specifically about the political expression here. And I'm with them on that part. I just don't agree with that it's First Amendment. So anyhow.
Yeah. And folks, I don't like it when the flag is burned, or disrespected in any way. Me personally, it hurts me in a very deep part of my soul because of what the flag means to me. But I don't want to forbid it. Let them burn it, because that way I know who the idiots are.
Yeah. That flag raises emotions in me. It really does.
Yeah. And it does in a lot of people. I think that's.
Sean says if they enforce the flag code, not wearing flags as clothing, etc., I might support this amendment. That was another thing that they said, because it is legal to burn a flag. If you're getting rid of one, yet it's actually what you're supposed to do with it.
Yep.
So they're like, you can't say that it's legal to burn it in this, but not that. So it's an interesting case. If you guys haven't read it, you actually should, because it's part of your laws, people. Anyhow, I'm done.
and the chances of this probably becoming amendment is pretty slim because, folks, if you don't know, getting them new constitutional amendments not an easy thing to do. That's why we've only had 27 of them, I think, in 240 years.
Yeah, and remember, 10 of those came pretty immediately.
Yeah.
Over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, Cryptic. Make sure it's the right person. Yep, Cryptic. How does a vegan begin grace before a meal? God damn you. Let us pray.
He needs Jesus.
Let us pray. Go sit in the corner. No, I like that one too. Satsu?
Yes, ma'am.
Let us pray.
Lettuce can't talk, so.
What else we got tonight, Scribbles?
Oh, yeah, right. News. Let's see. OJ Simpson is on Twitter and says he's got a little getting even to do.
Oh, shit.
He used those words.
Yes, he did. More than a year after his release from prison, OJ Simpson launched a new Twitter account Friday night with a selfie video in which he says he's, quote, got a little getting even to do, unquote. Quote, hey, Twitter world, this is yours truly. Coming soon to Twitter, you'll get to read all my thoughts and opinions on just about everything, says Simpson, 71, while surrounded by greenery outdoors. He also asked people to follow his new official account at the real OJ32. Quote, it should be a lot of fun. I've got a little getting even to do, the NFL Hall of Famer says with a smile and without offering more details. The account's main photo is a badly lit image of Simpson in a suit and open collar. The banner photo is an old image of Simpson's Buffalo Bills number 32 jersey and helmet. The account, with its location tagged as Las Vegas, is authentic, confirmed Simpson's attorney, Malcolm Lavergne. I don't know. This guy, as far as I know, this guy still hasn't paid off his civil suit for killing his wife and Ron Goldman.
Oh, he never will.
Amongst other things that he hasn't come to terms with. There's a great, if you find the audiobook version of If I Did It, the book that he was supposed to have written, but then was basically repossessed by the Goldman family. Yep. There's a great preamble to that book on the audiobook version of it, where not only the ghostwriter talks about his experience talking with OJ about writing this book, but then also the family members talk about getting the rights to the book through a court action and everything else. And then when you finally get to the part in the book where it talks about the night in question, it's ridiculously fascinating. It is just really how much rigmarole the Goldman family had to go through for this. What OJ did with the ghostwriter and leading up to making the book and getting to that point in the story. This guy's a piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
Just so you know, guys, there was a fake account going around today that tweeted out, "I did it." That was not real.
Yeah.
But this part is. I got some getting even to do.
Like you didn't get even enough.
I think you're ahead of the game, dude. You got off with murder, man. Double murder. What getting even do you need to do? Oh, God. Yeah. Now, technically, he was found not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically true.
Right. He was found not guilty. And under our system, innocent until proven guilty. The other thing where he did go to jail for, he paid his time. Should he be on Twitter?
Why shouldn't he be?
Well, logically, no. He should not be on Twitter, especially if he's saying shit like that.
That's a threat coming from him.
He's not helping his image. I don't know if there's some other reason why he shouldn't be. I mean, are convicted criminals disallowed from using Twitter or something?
They disallow people who aren't convicted criminals.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. To me, this seems like something Twitter would go, sorry, OJ, we're not going to let you. I mean, you can't have Alex Jones on there because he talked about Sandy Hook, but OJ can say I didn't do it, and that's not a conspiracy theory. Come on. I just think it's in horrible taste for him to be out here publicly like this. You won, just go sit on the golf course until you die, man.
Yeah. You think that's horrible taste? Did you ever see his prank show?
Oh God, no.
Oh, okay. Well, there's this great, if you can find it out there, it's pretty easy to find now. He did a pilot for a prank show called Juiced. And I swear to God, this is real. Look this up. And actually, there was a producer guy or a co-host that did an interview about behind the scenes of that, and his story is almost as entertaining as kind of watching the show. Yeah, it's a prank show where O.J. Simpson punks people.
Does
It's
he
about
jump out of the bushes and pretend to stab him?
No. I mean, it's about as wonderful as you'd imagine. The only segment that I distinctly remember that, if it had been someone else, it might have been funny, but is just horrifying because it's OJ. And I don't know how staged or otherwise it was. They apparently convinced this guy that instead of being a prank show, they were a crew for a show that uncovers cheating wives or cheating spouses. And they said, yeah, we tracked your wife to a hotel, and she's there with the guy now. And so they filmed the guy as he goes up to the hotel door to confront his wife. He knocks on the door, and O.J. Simpson opens the door. He's like, what? And he's like, you're fucking O.J. Simpson. I mean, if it was real, I don't know if it is or not. I don't know. It probably might have been staged. But just the whole setup is just like, that would be fucking horrifying.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I don't know if Twitter would even do something like that, but certainly it's not a good look for y'all. Just gonna throw that out there. But OJ, you got away with it. Just go sit on a golf course.
Yeah, OJ though hasn't really shown the best good judgment as far as what comes out of his mouth on the Twitter. So.
Real quick, I have two over on the Streamlabs. Thank you so much, Cryptic. I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna do the other one first. Pincalo, thank you. Never forget the black woman on the jury later admitted in an interview to voting not guilty as retaliation for Rodney King Jr. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is that. The Caps and Dogs, thank you, gentlemen of the supposed Lords of the Night. What about Chewbacca? Why am I talking about Chewbacca? And then finally, I'm going to get to Cryptics because Cryptic, I fucking love you. I went to the store to pick up 8 cans of Sprite, but when I got home, I realized I'd only picked 7 up.
Wow. I got one more before we close out the half hour.
Oh, and oh God. James says, guess who's back? Back again. Juice is back. You take another stab at it.
Oh my God. To take another stab at it? Wow.
Stab at it. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Anyhow. Sorry, Scribe. What else did you have?
I thought the headline would just make everybody happy on this one. What it's like to be a white woman named Lakeisha.
Why would you do that to your kid? What? Look, anybody. I don't care what color. But especially, I would, if I had an Asian kid, I'd name it Lakeisha.
No, Lakeisha.
Lakeisha. Well, whatever.
Well, I just want to make sure we get it right. Let's see. When you're a white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman named Lakeisha, life can get complicated. Strangers burst out laughing when you tell them your name, as proven by my co-host here. Puzzled white people ask what your parents were thinking, as Monkey did. Black people wonder if you're trying to play a bad joke. It can be exhausting constantly explaining yourself to white people, even though you're white. Quote, at least 1 to 3 times a week, someone is saying something about my name, says Lakeisha Francis, a 28-year-old bartender who lives in a small town in western Ohio. Hey, Satsu, you can go find this person. It gets kind of old. We hear a lot about what are known as black-sounding names these days. Comics make fun of names like Debrickashaw Ferguson or Tiresias. Professors conduct studies on the success rate for job applicants with names like Jamal. Online commentators warn black parents not to give their babies names like Keisha, while others simply confess, as one white man did, quote, I truly don't get the black name thing, unquote. And then they got a picture of the Key and Peele. You see the Key and Peele's football player name skits?
No.
They do this thing where, like, the little segments on football games where they have like the players stand in front of the green screen and they got the big logos going on behind them and they announce their names and what college they're from and all that.
Mhm.
And they got Quisperncy Gazandro Senior Gadunzoid. I'll send you a clip. They're hilarious. Anyway, but hardly any attention is paid to people like Francis and other white folks with distinctively black names. Wait,
Really?
you just told us that that's exactly what she gets. Hardly any attention is paid. She's laughed at every time it comes up. Wait, what?
Press 1 in chat if you've laughed at my name being Francis. Go ahead.
They are those rare white people who can credibly say, quote, "I'll be black for a minute," unquote.
What?
What?
Nah, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah.
I feel like the intended narrative here is falling apart.
Okay, well, I think he goes on to try to explain. Frances says she's glimpsed racial stereotyping, what it's like to face discrimination, and even a degree of acceptance from black people that she may have otherwise never known. Okay. What she has discovered is that the names of Americans are as segregated as many of their lives. There are names that seem traditionally reserved for whites only, such as Molly, Tanner, and Connor. I knew
that's
I
about right.
knew a black guy named Connor, and I knew a black girl named Molly. Tanner, I don't hear kids named Tanner or anything. Well, I have. And names favored by black parents, such as Aaliyah, Deshaun, and Kiara. Add into that mix names that are traditionally Asian, Latino, or say Muslim. Or say, you mean like Arabic? Because Muslim not a race, or anyway. But when you move through life with a name that violates those racial and ethnic boundaries, Frances has found that people will often treat you as an imposter. Quote, the first thing they'll say is, "That's not your name," or "That's not a name that suits you." She says, if I go to a bar, they'll say, "That's not your name, let me see your ID."
That's rude.
Yeah, if so. Frances didn't know much about the baggage attached to her name, where she grew up and still lives, Pittsburgh, Ohio. That's Pittsburgh with 1 T. She describes it as a super quiet village of more than 300 people. So like 5 million people? Because that's more than 300 people.
Yeah. New York is a town with more than 300 people.
Yeah. Virtually all of them white. Okay. The town has one main street and is surrounded by cornfields. Quote, I never realized my name was an African-American name because where I grew up, we literally had one African-American child during the whole 12 years I had gone there in school. No one said anything. I was oblivious. That's because if we want to get technical about it, there are no names that are, by law assigned to just specific races or something.
Hold that thought for 1 second. James Colley over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much. Who says, fuck the YouTube police. You're a lesbian. Remember, you got Carlos protection. That's right. Anyway, sorry.
Ladina Diver. Ladina Diver. That's Frances's mother says she wasn't trying to make a political statement with her daughter's name. She was trying to settle a disagreement. She and her husband, Frank, couldn't agree on a name when she became pregnant. They eventually came up with a compromise while vacationing in Florida. Quote, I brought a baby name book, and that was about the only name we agreed on, Diver says, so she ended up Lakeisha. Okay, interesting. From the beginning, there was criticism. Diver says her relatives told her people wouldn't be able to pronounce her daughter's name. They said that some might think there were black people in their family. Quote, I'm not prejudiced, Diver says. A name is a name. To me, it doesn't matter. I like the name. I think it's a pretty name.
And
this
that's
goes
all
on for
that
a long
should matter.
Yeah, this goes on for a long time with our author probably telling us why names are, I don't know.
Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Cryptic. Did you hear about the new Chinese cookbook being sold only at pet stores? 101 ways to walk your dog.
Womp, womp, womp.
Look, I grew up named Francis, and let me tell you something. As a white kid in a black neighborhood with that name, better learn to fight. But when you described her, a white girl with blonde hair, all I can imagine is this white girl trying to tell some black girl who had a bad fucking day that was her name, and she'd be like, "Bitch, no. Look, Becky, stop fucking with me."
Mm-hmm.
Did you say her
No, that's
mom's
my
name
name.
was?
And
Did you say
what was
her
it?
mom's name was Ladina?
Ladina, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's funnier than Lakeisha myself.
I've actually known a Ladina before.
Yeah, well, what
And
do
they
I?
mentioned Deshaun. I had two friends named Deshaun when I had two best. There was three of us, and two of them were named Deshaun, and the other one was Marcus.
Yeah, what do I know? I'm a redneck with people in my family with names like Ivanel and Oline, and yes, there's even a Daryl.
That's a weird thing to name your kids. But you know what, white people, because they do talk about black names and laugh at it. White people, really, Apple, really. Shut up. You got no room to talk about naming your kids funky shit.
Yeah.
I still think anybody who names their kid funky shit should be slapped at least once.
This is my son, funky shit.
Yeah, funky shit.
Fucking shit.
The kid's gonna have so much to go through already. I mean,
Like,
Yeah.
I noticed he's not a junior.
right? Well,
Yeah.
when my oldest son was born, Lady Monkey goes, "You don't want to name him after you?" I'm like, "Oh, hell no, no."
Oh, I'm a junior, and my dad hates his name, and I in turn hate my real name.
Well, I actually
So,
like
why,
my
Mom?
name, and by the time my son was born, I liked my name, but I wouldn't want to do that to a child.
Do you know what Penn of Penn and Teller named his daughter?
Mm.
Moxie,
Moxie Crime Fighter.
Moxie Crime Fighter, yeah.
Crime Fighter. Why? Oh Lord, I don't feel so bad about my real name now. Of course,
I
back
love the name Moxie. That's a great name for a little girl.
when I was named, back then, the dad didn't go in the delivery room. It was all the mama. And dad didn't get asked. But yeah, I don't feel
Moxie,
so
huh?
bad being a redneck, growing up in a redneck neighborhood with the first name of Gerald.
All names are made up. At some point in time, your names were unique or funny sounding. True.
Yeah.
But there for a long while, I mean, we had basically names that were derived from the Bible in some way.
Yeah.
Well, see, like, I've never had an issue with my name in particular, but the only time I've ever thought about my name is I was at school, and one of my friends at the time, his granddad came and picked him up. He was like the only white friend I had back then. And he was like, "Who was your friend?" He's like, "That's my friend Tyrone." And he was like, the old man looked over. He was like, "Tyrone, huh?" And he looked over and he like crouched down and was like, "That's a white man's name." And I was like, no.
See, I've never heard that that's a white man's name.
Yeah.
Me neither. That was the first time I had ever, and I was like, "Huh? Is it?"
Yeah.
I don't know. So I told my mom, and she was like, "That motherfucker don't know what he talking about."
Yes, a couple of people in chat. My real name is Gerald. The worst part of that is, what's short for Gerald is Jerry. And don't think I didn't hear Jerry the Fairy the whole time I was growing up. So,
Oh, geez.
Jerry the Fairy. I never would have thought of that. Huh. Anyhow, we out of stories.
That's all I had.
Cool. That brings us to the MSS News time. I only did two S's there, right? MSS News. If you want to hit us up with a story, you do that over on the OJ machine at the hashtag MSS News. We can't get to them all, but that's just because we have some people to get back at.
Yeah.
Getting even, you mean?
No, I said it how I meant it.
Oh, okay. Well then, let's see. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. What? No, go away. All these ads, they pop up. Female police officer groomed suicidal teen she talked down from bridge.
What?
Okay.
There's a lot going on in that headline.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Right.
a female police officer has been sacked, this is in the UK, after grooming a suicidal 19-year-old who she had previously helped talk down from a bridge. Oh. PC Jennifer Reagan, 38, emailed and texted the vulnerable woman who she had met through her work in a manner that was wholly inappropriate, it was said. She also invited the teen, who has a lengthy history of mental health issues, to spend the night at her flat, a misconduct panel found. PC Reagan has now been dismissed from her role with the Cheshire Police without notice after a panel found her to be guilty of gross misconduct. The response officer first met the teen on January 3rd, 2018, after she had been detained under the Mental Health Act and taken to hospital following an overdose. The teenager, who suffers from a personality disorder, then absconded from Hollands Park Hospital on January 26th, 2018. A member of the public reported the teen was threatening to jump off a bridge, and PC Reagan was dispatched to the scene, initially to close off the road. After helping to talk the teen down, the pair then exchanged email addresses, a misconduct panel heard. They then met for a third time on April 24th, 2018, when the teen attended Washington Hospital's A&E department. 6 days later, PC Reagan, who joined the force as a PCSO, I don't know these abbreviations, in 2009 before becoming a police officer in 2015, sent an email from her work address offering to meet, quote, for a chat and a brew, unquote. PC Reagan then sent the vulnerable teen her mobile number from her personal email address and exchanged a series of text messages during the first 2 weeks of July. In these texts, PC Reagan, based at a Warrington police station, said, quote, I'd like to keep in touch with you because I think you're a great person and I reckon you could make me smile a lot.
Bet you could make me smile.
Let's see. I'm trying to see. On Tuesday, July 17th, 2018, PC Reagan sent the teen a text saying, quote, if you're feeling adventurous, you could come and see me, question mark.
I don't get how that's...
Well, so at around 7 p.m., the teenager set off in a taxi to meet with PC Reagan, but by 9:30, the teen began to send a series of texts saying, quote, she felt uncomfortable and wanted to leave. She then left the flat, alleging PC Reagan had made sexual comments. The following day, the officer texted the teen saying, hope I didn't upset you at all last night. PC Reagan admitted sending the messages and inviting the woman to her flat, but she denied she had made the sexual comments or acted inappropriately. Yeah, so it's kind of a he said, she said, but they took the side of the teen. Still a little weird, though.
Police Constable Scissor Officer?
Womp womp.
Come on, that was good. I mean, they keep calling her a teen, but one, the legal age over there is 16. She's 19 years old. I get the whole part about her being mentally unstable. That's some shady shit, you little weirdo. But man, losing her, I don't know. I agree, losing her job on that. Huh.
Yeah, the way that they're emphasizing teen seems a little calculated. But yeah, I don't know. It seems unprofessional at the least.
Sure. But I mean, what if she met, her future girlfriend through she stopped her for robbery and she turned her life around, and that would be told as a wonderful story. But I just the way they're emphasizing that teen when your legal age is 16, you freaks. By the way, that's weird. Stop it, England. Sorry.
Let's see. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Okay. Jim pulls out before masturbation case reaches court climax.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, somebody had fun writing that headline.
A criminal case against a man banned from a gym for allegedly masturbating ended prematurely on Thursday when Virgin Active withdrew charges. Jesus, this is just made for this, isn't it? The 18-year-old suspect was due to appear in the Stellensbosch Magistrates Court after the gym laid charges of sexual assault. Okay, but the man's lawyer, William Fullard, told Times Live charges had been dropped when Virgin Active agreed to a settlement with his client before the court appearance. The gym laid charges a month ago after saying it had banned the man for life. He was allegedly caught in the act by another gym member who recorded and posted the video on Twitter. Quote, I want this man's face to go viral. This was at the Virgin Active in Stellensbosch. Absolutely abysmal behavior. The 4-second clip showed the young man dressed in a red t-shirt and red shorts sitting on the floor in the middle of the gym. One of his hands was inside his pants. As he held his phone in the other hand, his phone was seemingly pointed in the direction of an unsuspecting woman doing squats. Aha. Other gym members around the alleged perpetrator were seemingly unaware of the man's gestures. That's the end of the story. They don't say how they were settled or how it... I mean, so he was spying on her with his phone. Does that equate to sexual assault?
No, I mean, she was doing squats. It's not like she was naked somewhere.
It was in South Africa. Okay.
That guy waited his whole life to write the first part of that story.
Yeah.
Don't masturbate in the middle of your gym, man. Go to your car for that.
Yeah.
This one comes from Frosted Glass. Excuse me. Elizabeth Warren wants to level the playing field for entrepreneurs of color. Warren's newest plan would provide $7 billion in grants to minority-owned businesses. Democratic presidential candidate Senator Elizabeth Warren released a new plan on Friday to, quote, level the playing field for entrepreneurs of color by providing business grants to minorities in order to close the startup capital gap, the difference in capital available to white entrepreneurs versus entrepreneurs of color. Okay. Warren argues that, quote, every American should have a fair shot at starting a small business, unquote, but says the playing field is currently drastically uneven, with entrepreneurs of color starting businesses with far less money than their white counterparts. Warren writes that disparity severely affects minority-owned businesses' ability to attract investors, apply for credit, and their bottom lines. Quote, disparity in startup capital is the single biggest reason that promising black-owned businesses on average are less profitable and bring on fewer employees than white-owned businesses. Well, what about Asian businesses? Or what about Latino businesses? Why just black-owned businesses? Sounds like
because fuck everybody else.
I guess. In order to level the playing field for entrepreneurs, Warren has a plan to distribute $7 billion to minority business people. How the plan will work. Warren proposes distributing $7 billion in grants through a new small business equity fund. Oh, equity. You're my favorite word lately. She stresses the money will be in the form of grants, quote, not loans or loan guarantees, so free money, in order to ensure entrepreneurs can focus on growing their businesses rather than on repaying debt. So they get free money while all the other people making businesses have to worry about, you know, getting their investors a return on investment. Okay.
Yeah, including any minorities who don't qualify for her plan.
Right.
Yeah, as long as you're dark enough.
The fund would be managed by Warren's comprehensive new Department of Economic Development, which Matthew Yglesias explained in a piece on Warren's economic patriotism. Quote, one specific bullet point on Warren's policy agenda is to create a unified Department of Economic Development that would combine the functions of the Commerce Department with the Small Business Administration, the Patent and Trademark Office, various job training and R&D programs scattered around the bureaucracy, and the export and trade agencies, including the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative. Holy shit. That sounds like a Homeland Security type project right there.
Uh-huh.
The bureaucratic reorganization, however, is basically just to set the stage for a mission statement. Quote, the new department will have a single goal, creating and defending good American jobs, unquote. That's not the single goal. You just told us that that's not the single goal.
Yeah, that is absolutely not the goal. Like, literally. Holy shit.
I mean, you take all the responsibilities of all those things they mentioned and put into one house, it can't be inherently the single goal because you already talked about how we're also going to create this grant thing that gives out money to specific people based on their skin color.
Yeah.
Wait, don't stop yet.
I'm not.
Okay.
Although the Small Business Equity Fund would be overseen at the federal level, Warren sees state and local stakeholders as being key to distributing funds. She says her program will be modeled on the State Small Business Credit Initiative, a federal program that gave states a great degree of largesse in how they chose to distribute $1.5 billion. I seem to recall there's some civil rights thing about giving away money to people on the basis of race. I don't know, or making laws that target specific.
Sounds familiar.
She gets around that.
Does she?
Yeah.
This freedom was given as officials felt local leaders have a better grasp on the needs of entrepreneurs in their states than federal officials would. Under Warren's plan, local governments would be required to work with minority investment managers to decide how the funds would be spent. The federal government would also create guidelines for who would be eligible for the grants. They would be limited to entrepreneurs who are eligible for the Small Business Administration's existing 8A program. To be eligible for that program, a business must be at least 51% owned and controlled by a socially and economically disadvantaged individual who has less than $100,000 in household wealth. This figure encompasses a large percentage of minority families. According to the Federal Reserve, the median net worth of a black family is $17,600, while the median net worth of a Latinx family is $20,700.
Yeah,
I know who I'm voting for.
It's not specifically for black people.
By a socially and economically disadvantaged individual.
Corey, thank you.
But mostly niggas.
She's trying to get that black vote, y'all. And over on the Streamlabs, where's that at? Come on. Thank you, Attack Alpaca. Have you all put in your guesses on when Bloodwing will need to use the bathroom? Hour and 15.
Yeah. Satsu and Scribe, if you don't know, that's a carryover from my streams. The chat likes to bet on how long it would be before I have to go, because it does come usually at some point.
And real quick before you start again, James Colley, thank you. Is this the sequel narrative for the housing crash part 2? Not exactly.
As with many of her other plans, the cost of this proposal would be entirely covered by Warren's wealth tax, a 2% tax on every dollar of wealth an American owns above $50 million, and a 3% tax on every dollar of wealth above $1 billion. Okay, and who passes the tax laws in this country?
Congress.
So you have to assume then that Warren has to count on both the House and the Senate both being controlled by Democrats, and that of those Democrats, she has a majority who support this idea. Otherwise, all of her projects fail before they begin.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Before we even get to that, she's now promised to pay for Medicare for all and free college and college debt forgiveness for everyone.
That's moot. All of that is moot. All that is moot unless you can get over the first hurdle. Then you get to say, like, well, she should spend it all. She can't promise this. There is no way that she can promise this. The first question she should be asked at the debate by anybody is, let's say you are elected president, and for whatever reason, whether by control of the opposition party or just without enough support in your own party, you cannot get your wealth tax passed. What will you do for the rest of your administration? What will you do for the rest of your tenure? Because you've literally put all of your eggs, all of these proverbial eggs, in the single basket of this tax you're going to quote unquote pass, which you cannot promise. There's no way to, I think I said this before, but it is the dumbest thing to bank your entire campaign on. No pun intended, but I'll take it anyway. It is something that you as president have absolutely no say over.
Yep.
Anyway.
What she can promise to try to get it done.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The problem here is, even if she got all of that, even if she got Congress to go along with it, she's already spent more than what she would make.
Yeah.
She did that just with the college and Medicare. Johnny Hellcat, thank you. Bloodwing needs to take or to have a bladder off with Clyde from Direwolf Media. Most bathroom breaks in a span of time wins.
Hey, I'm game.
Anyway, let's see. Speak of the devil, so to speak. Johnny Hellcat sends us this one. Let's see. And I hope to be remembered for being a virgin. Stormy Daniels mocks Sarah Sanders after the departing White House press secretary said she wants to be thought of as, quote, transparent and honest, unquote. Ha 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 ha. Stormy Daniels, the porn actress who allegedly had an affair with President Trump, well, I think might be beyond allegedly at this point, whatever, trolled outgoing White House press secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders with a tweet that went viral on Friday in response to a story linked to Twitter about Sanders hoping to be remembered as transparent and honest. Daniels tweeted, "And I hope to be remembered for being a virgin, eye roll," unquote. The tweet was liked more than 242,000 times and was shared more than 36,000 times. It also received more than 4,300 comments, most of which were supportive of Daniels. Yeah, most of them wanting to support her breasts with their hands. But
Yeah.
Look, Sarah saying that was kind of silly.
Yeah.
Because sorry, Sarah, you've been caught in some shit, sweetie. And that's a good burn. But why is that news? Why is that fucking news?
It was the Daily Mail. What are you gonna do?
Still.
I mean, she's been embracing her sluttiness a lot lately, which is really hilarious because some of these takes that she's had, I was just like, man, you are indeed extremely annoying, but that was actually a really funny. Yeah, she's been cracking me up on Twitter.
Let's see. This one comes from Chicago Mike. Man hit in head with hammer by man he met on dating app.
Uh-oh.
That's not good. A man, this is from Chicago, actually. A man in the Lakeview East neighborhood was injured after being hit in the head with a hammer by a man he met on a dating app. The 47-year-old man agreed to meet with his date inside a home in the 600 block of West Aldine Avenue. The two men got into an argument, and the man he was meeting hit him in the head with a hammer several times. He's in good condition and is not pursuing criminal charges.
Why not?
Why not? I mean, first off, was the hammer at the house or did the guy bring the hammer with him? And if he's not pressing charges, maybe the guy was hitting him in the head with a hammer because the victim was the one instigating something that the other guy felt he had to defend himself against. I don't know.
That's not hitting very hard.
Yeah. Well, no doubt. James Colley, thank you. Stormy is fat shaming. Also, no way is Sanders close to transparent. Yeah, well, she couldn't be. Anyway, this is another one. Why is this a story?
I mean, if it was like, I thought the story was going to be something to the effect like they caught the guy and they're investigating to see if he's done this other times, or maybe there's other victims or something. Like this is some kind of like, using a dating app as a attack or pizza ordering kind of thing. Like I'll use this to find victims. But no, it's just that was the end of the story. I read the entire thing. That was it.
Yeah. Well, since Cryptic has us, warmed up, can we say that the date was a hit?
Oh, wow.
Well, the guy was trying to get nailed.
Oh,
ha ha.
It's a good thing
if the guy was weren't hammered charges, it's absolutely a story. If he's not, I don't.
It's more of a story that he just said, I'm not pressing charges. Like,
sure. I mean, that's the curious part. That's where the news needs to be like, excuse me, why?
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to take a talking break, guys. Sorry.
Not a problem. I was going to end it there, but I scrolled just a little further on MSS News, and I have to read this one because I want to know what it is. It's from Princess Unicorn Nipples. Florida man steals 75 pool floats for sex.
He's gonna fuck pool floats, or
apparently Brevard County. A Florida man has been arrested and charged after the Palm Bay Police Department said he stole pool floats for sex, quote, instead of raping women. The Brevard Times reports Christopher Monin, 35, was stopped on Thursday around 1:30 a.m. by Palm Bay Police for acting suspiciously. Police say Monin had with him a white garbage bag filled of what he identified to police as deflated pool floats. According to the Times, Monin admitted to police he had burglarized several houses to steal pool floats and then led police to a vacant house where he had stashed about 75 of them. Monin told authorities that he sexually gratifies himself with the pool floats instead of raping women.
What kind of pool floats are we talking about?
They don't say.
I'm thinking of pool floats. I'm thinking like those like water noodle things, or like just like those buoy things that hold chlorine. I don't know what that means.
Well, they're obviously they're blow up ones. So it's you're either talking like the animal ones for kids,
or those kind of
your lounger ones. Yeah, those.
I thought like an inflatable. Okay, all right.
He was arrested and charged with burglary of an occupied dwelling, criminal mischief, and petite.
Petite.
With no, I thought there was an E at the end of petite.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Okay. You also need to watch him. If the only reason he's not raping women is because he's found some pool floats to steal, I feel like we should probably just keep a little bit of eye on him. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Or buy that motherfucker some high quality pool floats.
Yeah, there you go. Just buy him some pool floats.
I hate to tell you, but they make
the ones that are shaped like women with a hole in the crotch.
The kind Bud Bundy always had. Guys, that's going to wrap up MSS News. Thank you so much for all the stories, the submissions. You guys, you give us too many, and that's a great problem to have, and thank you so much for that. This moves us on to the YouTube's time. And Satsu, what'd you do?
Well, I recorded a video of me making breakfast this morning that I was contemplating on if I was going to upload, because I'm like, I'm going to make myself breakfast. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to record it. And I did. And I'm like, should I upload this? I don't know. So we'll figure that out. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a swing at those extremely 2 times hot, spicy ramen that I was sent. I feel like I hate myself enough now to give that a shot. So that'll be happening at some point. I also streamed Cooking Simulator earlier because that was fun. We got 7 Days to Die after this, so come and hang out with us and play a little bit of that. Other than that, just trying to regulate my work, because I've like I said, I've been probably doing a bit more than I should be, so I'm just trying to keep everything reasonable.
All right. Prospera is telling me that word is pronounced petty.
Really?
Yeah, it's a common law word or something like that.
Okay.
Bloodwing, what have you been up to, my friend?
Well, let's see. Today I had the Saturday episode of Redneck Radio, which is the live stream I have 3 times a week on my channel. Bear and I talked about a lot of Irate Bear talked about a lot of current events, including the flag and that moron that wants the Depression back instead of Trump. And
we'll get there, y'all. Real quick, that's at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time on his channel on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, guys.
Exactly correct. Also, the second episode of my new series, Redneck Trek, is all recorded, just waiting to be edited, and hopefully have it premiered by tomorrow early evening. So
tell the nice folks here what Redneck Trek is.
Well, Redneck Trek is me playing Star Trek Online, but doing voiceovers. Pretty much, it's about Billy Joe Bob Hickenlooper, the first redneck captain, Starfleet captain, and of course he's very out of place. He also thinks he's God's gifts to women, and he's really, really not. But yeah.
And what's the ship name?
He is the captain of the USS Hold My Beer.
Guys, check it out if you haven't. The first episode's out. Hopefully I have the second one out tomorrow. Was there anything else?
Nope. That's it.
Yeah, I try to join him over there on his Redneck Radio show as often as I can. I haven't made it for a few episodes. Man, I will get back. I always have such a good time on that stream.
Oh yeah, we do.
Scribbles, I'm still letting your voice rest, so I'm going to go next. I did absolutely nothing. Scribe.
Well, I had a little bit of an impromptu soapbox I put out today, unscripted little deal. I explain in the rant, I suppose, the sort of convoluted way my mind got there. I was reading a tweet from Sofane, where he was calling out some lady who was talking about the vaccine autism connection. Mm-hmm. And when I looked at that lady's Twitter profile, it said that she does work on faith and identity and other things. And for whatever reason, as soon as I read that, my brain started rolling around about how I'm just getting very tired of this whole identity thing. Not that it's new or whatever, identity politics and such. So I just sort of vented. And I think I've said this before, and I said so in the deal. When the first time I ever heard of the notion of an identity movement is when I was a kid, and I read a book called The Gathering Storm, which was written by Morris Dees of the Southern Poverty Law Center back when he was maybe more respectable than he is now. When it was a big research book that talked about the origins of the militia movement, and this was in response to the aftermath of Oklahoma City and things like that. And the militia movement, at least at that time, had its roots in the white identity movement, which was basically just synonymous with white supremacy and white nationalist groups and things like that back in the 90s. And when I was reading that, it's like racial identity movements are a bad thing. That seemed like a pretty clear-cut idea to me because, well, they just are. And yet here we are now with different shades of that, no pun intended, but I'll take it, of the identity movements, except now it's like, your race or your gender or your sexuality or whatever else. And I just kind of go off on how that whole thing is really irritates me that people are promoting that and trying to simplify down who people are to very, very low common denominators. And sort of guiding people away from introspection and self-development.
Connor Johnson, thank you. Who's your favorite of the Three Stooges? Curly, the fat one's always the funniest guy.
Yeah, Curly.
Nah, I like Mo. He was the mastermind, but always an idiot too.
True. I mean, you can't really go wrong with the Stooges.
Yeah.
I took last night off, and I got a lot of people who told me, enjoy my time off. But I did want to say a special thank you to James Colley because he wrote a little post there about me taking my day off, and you hit me in the feels, man. You really did. It did. It made me. Thank you so much. And James, thank you seriously. With that, we move on to the. I'm gonna move on from thanking him for being nice to me to fucketry, y'all, because that's how we roll around here.
Yeah.
Satsu,
What?
do you have fucketry tonight?
I mean, I guess.
Don't sound excited or anything.
What don't let us force you into it or nothing.
Okay, so in regards to that post that I saw before where they said if your rainbow doesn't have brown and black in it, it doesn't be updated. Yeah. Somebody responded to my my comment where I said, y'all are doing everything you can to fragment your movement as much as possible, huh? And this person says, explicit inclusion is not fragmentation, it's explicit inclusion. And I said, what? Bullshit explanation is bullshit explanation. Because black and brown people are already included in LGBT movement by default. Also, the color of your skin has absolutely no bearing on your sexual orientation.
Wait, did they not let black people be gay before?
Apparently not. Until the flag got brown and black on it, there were no...
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Shocking, right?
It's nice to see progress.
Yeah, progress. You gotta love it. Like, I would argue that most of the heaviest hitters or biggest ambassadors of the LGBT movement as of late have been, mostly people of color for the most part.
Paul.
So I just, it baffles me that, they feel like fragmenting their movement just a little bit more is just like, no, it's inclusion. We're including people that were already there. We're just highlighting them specifically and putting them above everyone else. Oh, also, by the way, I actually saw a spat between two people who had their versions of the flag with the brown and black on there. Mm-hmm. And one person had their brown and black on the bottom and the other had theirs on the top. And
Uh-oh.
they were like, what's with you putting it down on the bottom? And they're like, does it matter? I'm like, well, it actually does, because insert bullshit explanation here. And I'm
Holding
just
the
like,
black man
"Eh."
down, y'all.
I was just like, man, this is really stupid.
Real quick, James
It gets
Conley,
dumber every day.
he says, now I have to punch a toddler in the throat to prove I'm not nice. Thanks, bud. No, seriously, thank you, bud.
Let's see. And then there was something else. Oh, something that Tim Pool had posted earlier that I responded to. Oh, here we go. The Daily Beast put out an article that said, what if you thought there was a 10% chance that Trump would cancel elections? Say election results were rigged, or otherwise attempt to remain president. What if Trump attempted to remain president? By the way, let's highlight that one. By the way, it says those fears have not been assuaged. What is
Assuaged.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
ASSUAGED. Assuaged.
Mhm.
Oh, so it's
What?
assuaged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Assuaged. Okay.
Another way of saying it. Yeah.
Okay. Assuaged by him. If anything, he works overtime to endanger or engender fears of paranoia. And
Jesus God, he's running for re-election, guys. He can do it one more time, and he can't cancel the elections. He doesn't have that power or authority. He can't do any of that stuff, and nobody will go along with him if he made any such declaration. So you're out of luck, guys.
well, I mean, I just edited it a little bit and fixed it. I put, what if we thought that there was a 10% chance that Trump would cancel elections, say elections results were rigged, or otherwise attempt to remain president? Those fears have not been assuaged by us. If anything, we work overtime to engender fears and paranoia. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. I feel like that fixes it, because that's pretty much what they meant. And outside of that, that's pretty much all the fucketry that I got into today.
I am so tired of that shit. I've been hearing this and arguing it since George Bush. Like George Bush, he's going to declare martial law so he makes sure he stays in office. And Obama, there's no way Obama's going to leave office if he loses the election. And now, of course, Trump. And like, you fucking paranoid pieces of shit. Shut the fuck up. That's not how our country works. This isn't fucking North Korea, you dumb shits.
Yep.
Johnny Hellcat, thank you. There have been rumors mongering of that since Bush. See? Ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
It's like, gee, stop. If you think that's going to happen, why even vote? Why even vote? It's not going to matter, right? You dumb shits. Sorry. Bloodwing, got any fucketry?
Well, I'm going to let it ride because I have a sneaking suspicion that you're going to talk about what really ticked me off today anyway. So,
gotcha. Okay, then Scribbles, we'll let you go first before I have a few.
I think I had a couple of things. Let me pull it back up and make sure I quote myself. Oh yeah, there's this tweet from Kirsten Gillibrand. Right now, the conversation about what women can do with our bodies is being driven by too many male politicians. It should be led by the actual experts, women and doctors. Help make sure I can talk about my plan to protect reproductive rights on the debate stage. Donate $1 today. And I said, but what if the doctors are also men? Dun, dun, dun. Then in response to Donald Trump saying, all no-brainer for burning the flag. And I said, dude, even the Punisher defended the right to burn the flag as protest. Off with ye. And I posted the wonderful comic book cover of Punisher number 44, which comes just before Punisher number 45, the best Punisher story comic book ever made, by the way.
45? You mean like Trump?
Oh my God, I hadn't even thought of that. I was thinking more like 45 caliber pistol was I always
got that as well?
associated. Yeah. And the only other thing I can't sort of, I guess there's two things. First off, even though I think she's a hypocritical weirdo, I don't necessarily hate looking at pictures of a scantily clad Natalie Casanova in various situations, depending on how her body fluctuates size, she looks pretty good. That aside, though, I can't tell you what this guy is saying. I can't encompass it correctly, but there's this video going around of a guy at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy talking about the potential of going to war with Iran. And I'm still, have you guys seen this?
I haven't seen this article.
It's not an article, it's a video. It's a video clip.
Oh, sorry, video. No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and he talks about how all of our past wars, you know, we didn't want to get into war in World War II until, you know, FDR had Pearl Harbor happen. Then he could get into it. You know, we didn't want to get into war in Vietnam until Johnson had the Gulf of Tonkin incident. You know, we didn't want to get into war with Spain until the, what was it, Lusitania or whatever etc. He goes on. Sorry?
The Maine,
sorry. And so he goes on and lists all these, you know, all the various major conflicts we've gotten into, how we needed to wait for some initiating spark. And he's like, now, we don't want to go with a war with Iran, but, you know, we could figure something out to give us a reason. And he's talking about covert stuff. He's like, let's just instigate something. Essentially, he's promoting the idea like, well, I'm not saying...
Thank you, Chicago Mike. Here's money to interrupt Scribe.
Never mind. I'm done.
I had to do it.
No, I'm done. That's fine.
That's what it was specifically earmarked for that.
No, I'm done. I'm fine. It's good. All right. Fine.
But he was saying there's a reason, or we could figure out a way to spark it.
He was, I mean, if you take him at his most cynical, he was saying like, yeah, we might not want to go to war with Iran, but we could arrange something to give us an excuse. And coming on the heels of the whole tanker thing, it's like, so you're saying we should do a covert action to produce a false flag operation to give us a reason to go to war with Iran. Okay.
Yeah, I was wrong. I did see this. He made the comment that went something like, you know, Iran submarines go down all the time. Who's to say if they're going to come up?
Right. And on the one hand, I was kind of like, well, I can't argue with his cynical sort of pragmatic look back at war in our country, because he's not technically wrong, obviously, but at the same time, it's like, that's nothing we should be like promoting or advocating for. Like, let's set up a false reason to justify a gigantic military action that'll cost, you know, thousands, if not more lives, let's say.
Did he say why though? Like, what was the reason?
Well, I think there wasn't any real context to it, because it just showed his part of whatever he was. I think he was responding to something. But I guess the subject was whether or not to go to war with Iran, or whether it would be a good idea or something. And he just went off on this sort of historical grand tour of reasons to go to war. So
yeah, when I seen it, I got the picture that maybe the person before him had said something in the way that of let's work this out, you know, in ways other than war.
Anyway, that's all the fucketry I had.
Prospero's pointing out that was a video from 2012 apparently, or the speech.
Okay, I didn't have any context. That's the first time I'd ever seen it, and so, but I mean, I didn't mean to imply that it was talking about what had just happened. I'm just saying that in relation to what has just happened, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna have to watch it, because the way that you described it, at least, I have a problem with how he was describing stuff. Because, I mean, that makes it sound like we. If you look at why, when you talk about, you know, Roosevelt letting Pearl Harbor happen, any attack against us would have given us a reason to do it.
Yeah.
To go to war. We already had reason to go to war. It just makes it sound like everything was a setup. No, wars happen because of events.
Well, I mean, Gulf of Tonkin.
Well, sure.
I mean, there have been times where there's been some pretty shady things set up to give us an excuse.
Yeah.
But I mean, the revolution happened because of an incident.
Yes.
I mean, that's how wars happen. It's never just two sides going, you know, let's just run out onto the battlefield and kill each other. That sounds like a good idea right now. Anyway, yeah, let's get to some fucketry. You know, I think we're going to start with the one I think you were talking about, Blake.
Mm-hmm.
This asshole Zach Hunt, and I don't know why I see him from time to time. Probably because he says stupid shit that it ends up in my timeline. He tweeted this out today in response to Donald Trump. I would rather live through another Great Depression than to have to endure 4 more years with you in the White House.
Oh,
by the way,
Okay. Sorry, I
It
hadn't
would
heard
be
this.
6
I hadn't
years,
heard this.
dumbass. I'd rather live through the Great Depression.
Yeah.
So you have no idea what the Great Depression was like, huh, Zach?
Go talk to your grandparents there, Zach.
Yeah.
Ask
I
them
mean,
how the Great Depression was.
both my parents come out of the Depression. I'm old enough that both my parents come out of. So I've heard all those stories and from other older people. And it wasn't just in the United States. The Depression hit the entire world. It had an effect on the entire world.
My mom's parents went through the Dust Bowl. They weren't together at the time. It was before they were married and everything. But fuck, you want to hear about the worst of the worst? Shit.
Yeah. And I mean, starvation and malnourishment among people were a very real thing across the nation. So you want to go through one of the darkest times of this country's history just because you don't want to see Donald Trump's face for another 4 years. You narcissistic piece of worthless waste of air garbage. Sorry, but that ticks me off.
Who is this guy? He's a politician or something?
He's an author.
Oh, what kind of books does he write?
Let's see, what was that? He wrote Unraptured. It's a how end times theology gets it wrong.
Well, maybe I could say something. I'll stop.
I'm not familiar with him before this, but my chat today told me that he's some kind of woke preacher.
Oh,
yeah, he happily in his bio says the Federalist calls me the Friar Tuck of the resistance.
The fat what?
I don't know. I've seen him a few times before. He says stupid shit all the time because he's part of the resistance.
Yes,
well, that's not very different though from people now who are just like, living in Trump's America now is for black people is worse than slavery or whatever.
Oh, sure.
It's just like, or like we're basically still slaves right now. We're just slaves that are free to do whatever we want and have the same rights as everyone else and have, freedom. We're those kind of slaves. And I'm like, oh, and that's much worse than slavery back then. Like, oh, okay, well. I'm sure your great-great-grandparents will probably agree wholeheartedly.
I've seen a picture of this guy on his Twitter profile, and he looks a little chunky to me. So I'm thinking that after 3 or 4 days of having nothing but beans to eat, or even just grease gravy, just so he's got something on his belly, which happened a lot. My dad went through that. That he's going to say, "Oh heck no, I'm done. Can we have Trump back?"
Yeah, no shit. We can arrange for you to starve for a while if you'd like to. You can try it yourself, man. Yeah. Stop eating for a week and see how it feels.
Start your own mini Great Depression. Just give away all your money and see how you like that.
Yeah.
This one, Brett Weinstein.
Oh,
he had tweeted out a comment from one of his recent videos that somebody left, and the guy says, "Look, I'm not a racist. I don't like racism." He goes, but it really feels like in this country that it's almost getting like prison, where the sides are breaking down by color and everything. And if I'm going to be protected, then I have to be with the white people.
Okay.
And Brett pointed out, he goes, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, that you are pushing people towards separating by race when you play identity politics.
Yep.
And this asshole comes back. And he says, your warning is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your viewers aren't watching liberal media, they're watching you. So when you tell them the left is, quote, demonizing whiteness, they don't check MSNBC, they just believe you. And when they become extremists, you can say you warned us.
Oh my God, dude, look around.
And I suggest if you think that whiteness is demonized, I do recommend you go watch MSNBC at 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, when Al Sharpton is doing his show.
Oh, Al.
Because that'll really show you how diverse they is over there, and don't hate the whitey. Yeah. I saw this last night. There's not much to say about it. Apparently, abortion advocates are getting little hangers tattooed on themselves.
Yes. Oh man. I posted, I retweeted that, and I put a little GIF of Joan Crawford. No wire hangers.
Oh Jesus Christ, you fucking people. If you want to do that, I mean, do it. But
it's
that
not
is
as
really
bad as
stupid.
it's not as bad as branding as a vegan, I suppose.
True.
After a fashion. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a permanent marker of being a stupid head, but it's not getting your flesh seared with a number.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some other things I want to read here, but I do want to get to Tim Pool's video today. I don't know if you guys saw that. He had a video completely yanked over privacy. And it's the whole
the Pinterest thing?
What's that?
The Pinterest thing? We talked about that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did his video on that today, talking about how they just yanked it completely for privacy reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't seen his video, but he did like he does in all of his videos. He read news.
All right.
So he got a video yanked for privacy for reading public information.
Yeah.
He read it from a news story.
We're fucked.
Yeah.
When he was talking about, I'm like, wait, what the fuck? No new information. And Crowder got one yanked simply for interviewing O'Keefe.
Right.
Now, I didn't see it, so maybe they gave more information out, but it was just an interview. Real quick, thank you, Darkshade. Mommy, why do you have a clothes hanger tattoo? No, nobody with a clothes hanger tattoo is going to have to answer that question. My friend.
Yeah, exactly.
I still say it should be a vacuum. YouTube is getting to be scary, man. Some of their rules, they need to get their shit together. I just don't understand what they're doing there. With the Crowder one, like I said, maybe O'Keefe dropped some extra information, or I don't know, something that would actually be a privacy issue.
Right. That's the only thing I can think of, is that somehow in those documents he released, there was like someone's home address or their contact information or something else that was actually, private information. And in that case, I would say, well, yeah, if you didn't redact the stuff that wasn't necessary to tell the story, yeah, okay, I guess I can see that would be a problem.
And in his case, because O'Keefe was the one who dropped it, and then I would understand, okay, maybe pull the Crowder one. Pulling Tim Pool's for reading news?
Well, it depends on what he read and what was in the article then, doesn't it?
No, because at that point it's public information.
Well, I mean, if it's a continuation of the original violation of this information has people's personal information,
but,
I don't know. I mean, if it's showing something on the screen that had somebody's home address on it, I'd be like, oh.
Well, again, from what I've heard, there was no home address. There was just names.
Okay.
And again, haven't seen it because I really don't care that much about this story itself. The after effects of the story is the shit that I'm getting concerned about. The next 6 minutes, thank you so much. Tim is the wrong guy with the right audience reading right information at the wrong time for YouTube and Pinterest comfort. Fair enough. No. Sorry. If it's public information, it is in news stories. He was reading it from a news source. It's not like he went to some dark web site and dug up their information. This is stuff that is being posted all over the place. And he just picked one of those stories and read it. And he actually showed other places that still have those same fucking stories up there. Several from Huffington Post, by the way. Anyway, speaking of that, though, BitChute announced Holy Acceleration Batman. Congratulations to the third channel to surpass 50,000 subscribers. Can you guess who the third person to surpass 50,000 subscribers was on BitChute?
Tim Pool.
No, Black Pigeon.
Black Pigeon.
Oh, my God.
Good job, YouTube, for helping him grow. Too bad it's not on your platform, you dicks. How come you can't help us grow on your platform like that, you fucks? Let's see that. Oh, okay. This is one. Gaten Matarazzo. I think I'm saying that right.
What? Is that a car?
That's a dude.
Oh.
He's apparently on Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah, the Dustin kid, the curly hair with the yeah.
The toothless
He's got a
kid,
new,
yeah.
He's got a new punk style show coming out, y'all.
Oh, this is so silly.
This isn't silly. I would kick his ass if this were me.
Yeah.
It's not
What
as bad
they-
as Juiced.
I say it's worse.
Oh my God, worse than Juiced.
What they're
Yeah.
doing is they are fake hiring people for jobs.
Yeah.
And then they start what they think is a real job. And then partway through, they start scaring them. And then, oh, you got punked. You don't really have a job. You got to go back to worrying about your bills, asshole. But it was funny, right?
Maybe they get some prize money for participating.
That doesn't last forever, man.
No.
If there's no real job attached to that, I would not be. Not only would I not be surprised, I'd kind of want to watch as this kid got his ass kicked for it.
Well,
More
the flip side is you'd have at least national exposure that if somebody took sympathy on you for being, screwed around with like that, you might actually find a job a lot easier.
Maybe Prospero says needless cruelty. Yeah, there's a difference
Yeah.
between a joke, a funny joke, and a cruel joke. This is cruel.
Yeah.
This is just cruel. And from everything I've read about it, it really does sound like it is not a real job, and that's fucked up. That is fucked up. But isn't it funny, y'all?
Yeah. Look at the poor people.
CNN is looking for a lawyer, and I think Scribe's going to be the next one.
Yeah, rules lawyer maybe.
So I see this tweet from Chris Saliza, and it's tweeting out somebody else at CNN saying they're hiring. And so I go over there and look at it, and it's a job for a lawyer at CNN. I'm like, oh, all right. And I start reading through it. And there was one part of it just caught my eye. It says this: Warner Media is seeking a dynamic media content attorney with a passion for journalism and new forms of storytelling for position as counsel to CNN. New forms of storytelling. Is that really the language you guys want to go with these days? Fake newsers.
Well, for your legal counsel.
For legal counsel.
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, Monkey, what you don't know is that if I went to interview for that job, Dustin from Stranger Things would come out and laugh at me.
Got pumped.
Gotcha, bitch.
I wonder what his tagline is going to be. Boo, whatever.
What?
New forms of storytelling.
No, I just sorry. He like they offer him the job and the people doing the job, and then he jumps out and he goes, "Poor."
You got hungry.
Yeah,
No,
that's right, bitch.
Yeah, it's
You got hungry, bitch.
you got hungry. You got welfare. No, that's not right.
You got welfare.
And
You just won a week's worth of food stamps. Oh my god.
and finally tonight, this one was kind of silly to me. Somebody insulted Stormy Daniels, and what they say, you should really do a 180 before it's too late. Being a slut is nothing to be proud of. And she says, who says? Besides, it's way more fun to be a slut than a judgmental bitch. And I do 180s all the time, cowgirl to reverse cowgirl.
Oh my god.
If she's on you guys, make sure you have a plastic sheet covering you.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You're going to get the Ghana Sypha Herpa AIDS doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I
I
did
gave her
reach out
props
to her.
on that one.
Thank you. I did reach out to her and ask her if Avenatti ever tried to get the 180 treatment.
Oh.
Because I'm wondering just how scummy this motherfucker was. She hasn't answered, but I hope she does. Because we know he robbed her, but did he try to get a little something? And that's gonna wrap up my news for the
An
night.
exchange of services, eh?
An exchange of communicable diseases.
But
Guys, don't forget, after this, we're going to be over on 2 Cents Plus playing 7 Days to Die. Maybe Horde Night. But this brings us to your time. If you have questions, comments, concerns, want to say something to the redneck that he hasn't heard before, now's the time to do it. Throw it into chat and we'll see what happens.
Good luck with that. I've been around a while. I've about heard it all.
Yeah, he old as fuck, y'all. Stacy said, who even wants to bang Stormy Daniels? You'd be surprised, man.
Oh, no.
look, I like dirty bitches, but don't put your dick in something like that, man. Put your dick in crazy before you put it in STD. I'm not saying she has one. I'm just saying she looks like she has one. And that's an opinion, and that is not libel. Did she offer an alternate payment method? Are you talking about Stormy? No, he just straight up robbed her. Old-fashioned money, man. He did that to it. Well, I'm sorry. Allegedly. He allegedly robbed her and several other people, including a quadriplegic, I believe.
Oh yeah, I saw that the other day.
Yeah. For $4 million, I think it was. You scummy fuck. That's coming from the hardest working cripple on YouTube, man. Have y'all heard about Rugrats live action about to be in the making? How do you get a
What?
Yeah, they're going to be CGI babies. Either they're going to be cartoonish or they're going to try to make them creepily lifelike. And then,
well,
yeah, that's not live action though.
They could kind of do it like Look Who's Talking,
or Baby Jesus, where they like animate the mouths and shit of little babies. Yeah.
The problem is what made those characters so recognizable was their giant fucking heads.
Yeah, and at least isn't the voice of a couple of them passed away? Didn't the voice of Chucky pass away?
You could probably find an actor to do it still.
I know, but it's just that, I mean, the characters in part were the characterizations through those voices. So.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Am I the only one who hasn't heard of Black Pigeon Speaks before this week? Thanks, YouTube, for the Streisand effect. No, I mean he's got 500,000 followers. He's been around for a long time. The first time I heard him is like one of my 4th or 5th videos. Somebody asked me if I was Black Pigeon Speaks. Like, who the fuck is that? So I looked him up, and I've known him since, and I don't watch. But yeah, there's a lot of people who don't know him. I mean,
yeah,
he's not PewDiePie.
I'm not real familiar with him. I was actually on a stream with him way back in the day when I first started.
Yeah, I think I saw a video of his like once or maybe twice, and it was only in relation to some things other people had mentioned. Like, I think Naked Ape one time said, Black Pigeon Speaks. I was like, who the hell is this? And I watched it, and I was like, oh, okay. And I know of him. I've watched like 2 videos. Not my cup of tea.
Satsu, had you heard of Black Pigeon before this week?
No, I have not.
Well, there you go. Bloodwing, a good hold my beer story.
Oh my.
Do you have those?
There's so many.
Let me ask you this. Do you think you've remembered or forgot more of those?
Probably forgotten more of them than I remember, honestly. Oh my gosh.
The best ones always end with a head injury, so.
Pretty much. And there was a lot of that going on too. A good one. I'll tell you what, y'all go on. I'll come back with that when I think of one here in a minute.
Okay, well, real quick before we do move on too far from that, they're asking you chicken nuggets or chicken strips?
For me, strips.
There you go. So you can think, but we're going to still go with questions, and I'll ask them to you. So, who wants to fuck a hooker who got fucked on cash twice? She's not a hooker. She's a porn star. She's a porn star. And she didn't get fucked on the cash twice. She her lawyer filed a lawsuit he shouldn't have filed. There was no way they were going to win that fucking case. But Avenatti thought he was a god, so she well, I guess you could say she got fucked that first time because he did fuck her there. But more important, I mean, that at least was legal. She should sue him for what's it called when a doctor's bad?
Malpractice.
Malpractice, yeah, because you can sue lawyers for that shit too.
Yeah.
Lords of the Night, did any of you see Lauren Chen's latest video about a student in the UK getting ejected from his class by his professor because the student said that there were only 2 genders?
I saw the video, and it took me a while to kind of decipher what was going on, and I was like, oh, yeah, because he was wrong thinking at his school, and he got punished for it.
I didn't see
Fun
that
stuff.
or Roaming's video. What was that? I'm sorry.
I said fun stuff.
Yeah. What a world, right?
What a world! What a world!
Breaking. Oh man, chat jumped right as I read breaking. That sucks. Breaking news: tsunami warning after massive 7.4 earthquake hits the Kermadec Islands north of New Zealand in the Pacific Ocean. Wow.
Run for the hills, but wait,
Yeah, no shit.
You're surrounded by water. Never mind.
Okay. All right. I've
Find
got
Highland. Go
I've
ahead.
got my hold my beer story.
All right.
The only one that's coming to mind. It's not really me, but it has a lot to do with me, and it's almost literally a hold my beer moment. Back in the late 70s, and I wasn't always a good boy. If you know anything about the 70s, you understand the whole drug culture and all that. And I lived
Y'all
right
lost
through.
your damn minds.
Yeah. And I had one night, I had literally just got out of jail about a week ahead for getting just a little too drunk and crashing my car and stuff like that. But I was riding around with some buddies of mine. I was in the back seat with my girlfriend of the time, and we were drinking some beer. Lo and behold, what ends up behind us but flashing lights? So everybody's throwing beers out the window and everything just as fast as you can, to try to get before he gets us pulled over. And we pull over, and I'm already warning him, look, guys, you got to be cool. I just got out. I don't want to go back. We got to be cool. We got to be cool. Okay. Pull over. The officer's looking in. I know he had to see us throw the beers. I mean, it was pretty obvious, but, they were gone, so he couldn't get us on that. And he's looking in the back seat where my girlfriend and I are sitting, and he sees some empties. He goes, "Are those empty?" And I said, "Yeah, they look to be empty." And he says, "Well, prove it. I want you to dump them out right here." So my girlfriend grabs one of the cans, opens the door right in front of the police officer, turns the can over, and dumps about half a beer right on his shoes.
Oh,
Nice.
I didn't go back to
Just
jail.
like, I'll see y'all when I get back out.
I didn't go back to jail, but I did spend a whole lot of time standing behind his car with my hands on his trunk in the position.
Real quick over on Streamlabs. Thank you, James Colley, who says, what did OJ say to Kobe after he was acquitted? Hey, Kobe, don't let this whole trial thing turn you off of white women. Yes, Satsu, it's a Boondocks joke. Still a good one.
They're bringing back the Boondocks.
Are they?
Yep.
I still haven't watched it.
I hear they're bringing it back.
I've seen little bits and pieces. Have you seen it? Do you watch Boondocks, Bloodwing?
I've seen it. Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
I'd like it more if it wasn't anime. Why do drag queens paint those weird squares on their faces when adding makeup?
What?
Why do drag queens paint those weird squares on their faces when adding makeup? I don't know what the weird squares even are.
Yeah.
Is he talking about contouring?
Maybe.
Okay.
The
only reason I know what that is because Squishy watches a lot of fucking Shane Dawson. So
no, we talked about it. I don't know if it was on this show or on Monkey in the Morning, where all of these, the guys who do like the makeup channels, they do major contouring, so it looks like they're actually concentration camp victims. Yeah. It's really weird. Lords of the Night, how's Monk's throat hole plugger? It's very well, thank you.
Jesus.
Jen asks, any news on the tornadoes yet, Bloodwing? That's right. You had some warnings over there, didn't you?
Yeah. We had some warnings, and the water in my street got up to the axles of my pickup truck.
Damn.
It seems to be quiet. I haven't heard anything from outside, and no more sirens. And usually my phone will go off if there's anything drastic, So.
When you say it got up to the axles, how many blocks is it sitting on?
Actually, that one's not on blocks, because I'm a poor redneck.
Yeah, but you laughed because you know what I meant there.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What is it with all the live action remakes? Whatever happened to originality? Just make another fucking cartoon. They were loved. Just make a new fucking Rugrats movie.
Yeah, why bother with this live action thing? I just
you know how many people would that would sell so well, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go for nostalgia, just go back to it. Like I just heard the other day, they're thinking about, or they are going to restart the X-Men animated series from the 90s, like pick up where it left off with the last episode. I was like, that would be great. I would love that. And yet, no, I don't want another live action X-Men movie right now. I'd rather have that.
Am I the only one who finds it crazy that the voice actress for Chucky was Christine Cavanaugh? Still an awful show. I don't know who Christine Cavanaugh is.
Well, that was the voice of Dexter. Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, but I still know who she is. I'm looking her up.
Okay.
Christine Cavanaugh, and yeah, she is dead.
Yep.
Why she doesn't look familiar to me at all?
I think she's basically just a voice actor, or was a voice actor. So.
Okay. How hot will Tulsi look on stage?
Oh,
probably not.
I should probably play it down as to not make that a point of conversation.
You don't want to come off looking vapid. Monkey, can you let Jack know that someone told Interpol about his basement full of K-pop stars? Pirates, if he's on tonight, I'll let him know. First Dem candidate to drop out after the debates. And then he says El Camino. Oh God, I don't know.
Okay. Just because it doesn't matter. I'll Jay Inslee, because I've heard that guy talk before, and he's as exciting as a dead gnat.
I don't know if any will drop out after the first debate. All of them, in order to get up there, had to have what, like several $1,000s or something individual.
It was either they had to get 1% of interest, or essentially, or voter potential in 3 different polls, or they had to get 65,000 individual donations from different people at a minimum of like 200 different people per state, something like that.
Yeah, the only way I see them start dropping out is whatever the limits will be on the second one if they change them, and they can't make those. Because they're all sitting on enough money to go for a little while.
Unless somebody completely bombs out in the debate somehow. Yeah.
Somebody accidentally drops an N-bomb, maybe them, but otherwise.
I still say that they ought to do it as a single elimination, sudden death, tourney style bracket. Winner takes all. I think that would be watchable. I'd watch it.
Celebrity deathmatch.
There you go.
Political version.
Thank you, Cryptic, who says, "What do you call a beehive without an exit?" Unbelievable. I like these jokes. I really do. So will Bloodwing Star Trek parody just be him trying to probe aliens?
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Some really bad pickup lines. Yeah, you'll have to tune in and see.
Oh God, chat jumped again. Where am I? Watch Monkey and Satsu after this stream on 2 cents plus. That's right. We'll be over there playing some more 7 Days to Die. It's been a lot of fun, and that bass is fucking awesome. Bloodwing, Cracklins, hard or soft?
Well, that's I would prefer them hard, but my teeth won't take it anymore, so I guess soft.
Isn't that pigskin?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can get the pork rinds, which are kind of the softer ones, or the cracklins, which are the harder ones, and I like the cracklins.
Yeah, I prefer the
fucking pork rinds. They give you desert mouth.
I prefer I prefer the hard ones, but my poor old what teeth I have left just won't take it. So
he prefers the hard ones. His poor old teeth won't take it.
Please don't anybody cut that and
cut that and
post it. Ringtone for the week.
That's right. Kyler says, "Oh, poor Mrs. Bloodwing. She and the 911 operator are probably on a first name basis." Yep, Doreen, it's me. Bloodwing done it again. Scribe, you didn't remember the juiced prank where he brings a white Bronco in for repairs or something? Not kidding.
Oh, no. Oh God, how could I forget? Like I think I've seen that thing twice in my entire life because they had it back in the day when Netflix. I mean, I guess they still do, but back when I got Netflix through the mail, somebody told me this thing exists, and I looked it up and I said, "Oh my god, I can get this on Netflix." So I ordered it. I watched it once, and I was so just mind blown that this thing actually exists, and especially the part where there's like a music video number where O.J. Simpson's sitting there with a whole bunch of topless dancers moving around him while somebody else is rapping, and then he starts rapping. It was
dear God.
You cannot. I mean, honestly, I cannot do it justice describing it. If you can find a copy somewhere or find it archived somewhere or whatever, I recommend watching it just for the what the fuck moments. But watch it with friends; it's probably a lot more entertaining that way.
The Caps and Dog says, Bloodwing, what is your favorite brand of mayonnaise?
My favorite brand of mayonnaise? If we're talking mayonnaise, I like Hellman's.
What's the weirdest noise a girl makes during sex? For me, it was "Let me go, I'll do anything," says Shio. And the only reason I read that, I've been watching a lot of old comedy stuff, and I happened upon Rodney Dangerfield's channel. Rodney died a long time ago, but it's still updated. Somebody's curating the channel with his stuff. And there's a video called "No One Made Johnny Laugh Like Rodney." And it's Rodney Dangerfield on Johnny Carson.
Ah, yeah.
And he tells this joke. He was with this girl, and there was a lot of scratching and hair pulling stuff. He goes, and then she realized I wasn't going to take no for an answer.
They would crucify him today for that.
They'd murder him for it.
Yeah.
That's going to end up that they'll be bitching about that in a few weeks when somebody sees it. It was funny as shit. But when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, he'd get in trouble.
Yeah.
Grilling Pirate Pete.
Recently unearthed footage.
Yes.
Rodney Dangerfield was a rape apologist.
By the way, guys, if you want to see some really good comedy, go back and watch old Johnny Carson with
heck yeah.
coming on and stuff.
I don't know. Don Rickles was pretty good at making him laugh.
Rickles was great, man.
Rickles remained great all the way through till he died.
Oh yeah.
Live action Boondocks. Are you trying to get hurt, Pirate Pete?
Do it.
Am I the only one who finds it crazy? Oh, that's a repeat of the question. And guys, feel free to repeat them. I'm not ignoring the questions. I'm going in order. So I'm still scrolled way up. Can I get a link to Bloodwing's channel? Oh yeah, I didn't put that in the chat. God damn it. Yeah.
Nuts was, I think, or somebody was posting it a minute ago.
Yeah, and I will get that in the description there, Bloodwing. It is right here. Let's see. I think somebody might have posted it because of the question. Because like I said, I'm way up here. You mean the square eyebrows? Depends on the drag queen. That's where somebody was asking about the weird squares. Yeah, you'd have to ask them. I mean, I understand that you're curious about that. I have no fucking idea. What punishment does Polly deserve for being a Chad? Polly ain't a Chad. He's a pussy slayer.
Oh.
Lords of the Night, would you eat Dorito crusted fried steak? No.
Yeah, somebody said that when I was doing my gaming stream, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Doritos and steak, even the fried steak variety that you would use? Hell no.
That sounds like something you could get arrested for.
I'd take a bite, but it doesn't sound particularly appetizing. It depends on what kind of Doritos you used, I guess, on one hand, but also I don't know.
That meal is sponsored by Mountain Dew. Green Acres remake? No.
Green Acres is the place for me.
Oh, you're gonna one of our audience members. That is their earworm, man. You might have just set them off.
I could sing that word for word. I still remember all the words.
I think I already fucked it up either way.
Oh, Check Your Logic says it's not because of who she is, but have you noticed her name? Christine Blasey Ford and Brett Kavanaugh. Christine Kavanaugh for the chick who did Chucky's.
Oh, okay.
My goddamn chat. They were asking, am I the only one tired of? And if you were gonna finish with the chat jumping, then no. Fuck, where was that? Oh, there it is. Am I the only one tired of computer animated Disney type movies and think the old style had more charm? I didn't hate the old style, but I think it looks so much better now. I think they kind of overdo it sometimes.
Yeah, that's probably part of it.
They could scale it back. It doesn't have to look so shiny. I mean, all of it looks shiny no matter what they're doing. But no, I don't mind it. What? Yeah, I don't know what that's a question. Hello, everyone. Who else is drunker than a funker? I don't know, Jamie. Is anybody else here drunk?
No.
I'm drunk on live.
I had a pepper jack earlier today, but that just kind of made me a little buzzy. That's all.
Lords of the Night, did you see that in the script for the drop sequel to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, that at the end of the movie, his father is revealed to be Bugs Bunny?
That would be something.
No, I did not see anything about that.
That's probably not some character continuity that Warner Brothers would want to have in there, but yeah.
Oh my god!
Thank you, Wabba Jack.
Kid had autism.
Oh. Thank you, Wabba Jack. Most female police are or have a resting bitch face. Oh, I see what you did. And if they're in the UK, they like to scissor with the people they save.
Yeah, the suicide, almost suiciders.
Well, look, you go with the women who have emotional problems. They're the easiest ones to get, and they'll let you do butt stuff.
Thanks, monkey.
Well, I'm here. I'm the educational monkey.
Oh, is that your role on the Lords of the Night Sesame Street spinoff?
Yes.
Okay, you're the educational. Okay.
I'm the little news guy.
You're the little. Oh, okay.
What are the? You're the big news guy. I'm the little one.
Oh, no, you can't save it now. Fuck off.
I did just save it.
No.
I did.
You lose.
You just didn't see it.
Lose.
Shh, just let it happen. What are the odds? What are the odds that the candidates in the first debate combined to form a giant socialist megazord?
Now somebody's going to animate that after the footage actually comes out. Who's going to do something that's going to be hilarious?
Bloodwing, favorite ice cream? I'm guessing flavor.
I'm
Moonshine.
pretty simple. Yeah, moonshine. I'm pretty simple. Just plain old chocolate. Yeah.
There you go. Can you describe your diet in less than 5 words? This will kill you.
Everything is forbidden.
Store-bought.
Eating potato chips.
Ramen. Let's see. Did you see the Twitter vid of Denver City Councilwoman Candy Sidibaka? I don't know if that's a misspelling there. Literally calling for taking of land, labor, and resources by any means necessary. No, but I'm not shocked.
That would be interesting. Like to see her try.
I'll have to try to remember and look that up. Bob Newhart is the last man standing out of the 3 Musketeers. Rickles Newhart and Henry Mancini. We're all best buds.
Yeah,
Newhart's old, man. I remember watching a stand-up of his back in early 90s that he did on HBO. And it's Bob Newhart, so I'm thinking this is going to be
tame.
Yeah, and it was. He is tame. But he was funny as fuck, man. It very much like Bill Cosby himself.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, Bill Cosby, vanilla as they come, but still told funny jokes. But yeah, that sorry, Bob. The Bob Newhart one, man, was funny as hell. Caps and Dog says, my birthday isn't until Monday, but Bloodwing is on tonight. How about a song? All right, but you don't get one on Monday.
Yeah.
This saves us from doing one on your night, Satsu. Wait, Satsu, he's putting his chips away. We'll give him a second, and then we'll do it. There he is.
Yeah, that is exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. Caps and Dogs. This one is for you. And a 1 and a 2.
Happy birthday
on Monday.
to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday
on Monday to you.
to you.
Them chips was good.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear Caps and Dogs.
dear Caps and Dogs.
On Monday.
No more birthdays.
Happy
Happy
birthday to
to you.
Caps and Dogs. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Somebody remind me I told me can't have another one Monday because I won't remember the shit. Let's see. How about a Dirty Dozens or America's Dumbest Criminals remake?
No.
Just new ones. Just new stuff. Gilligan's Island remake? No.
No.
Yeah, you want America's Dumbest Criminals? Watch Live PD.
There you go. Let's see. Old comedies for sale today. Abbott and Costello. Who's on first? Oh, old comedy safe for today. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Who's on first was great, man.
It's a great bit. Yeah.
Lords of the Night and Bloodwing favorite season.
Salt.
You mean like season? Oh. Yeah, Scribe's white as fuck. Salt. It's all right, white bread. Probably garlic, actually.
Are they talking about season as in seasonings or the favorite season of the year?
Talking season of the year, it's summer. If you're talking seasonings, it's garlic. Do both.
Yeah, well, I like the fall. As far as seasons of the year and seasonings, seasoned salt.
My would be Season of the Witch.
The old cripple likes fall. Satsu, favorite season and seasoning.
Spring and probably garlic too.
There you go. Will anyone watch the Dem debates? We're not sure how we're covering them, but no matter how we do it, I will watch them in full afterwards.
I think we should do just like a live commentary track, essentially. Just all three of us tune into the same stream and just talk as it goes on and give the link to all the audience and let them watch along with us.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
The part, I mean, Sinatra suggested like doing some kind of OBS thing to try to like stream the actual footage of the debates as we do it. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but I think that would get you a copyright strike by CNN or whoever.
Well, you'd probably get away with it. My problem would be I don't want. I like how he does Tucker Tuesday and everything, but you notice he pauses it when he talks. There wouldn't be a way to pause it.
Exactly.
So we'd just be talking over them the whole time.
Yep.
Bloodwing, how's the voice acting project going?
I think he's referring to the dramatic animated series that I've been talking about making. It's still in the works. I'm still working on the script. I just got to get it where it makes me happy.
Wait a minute. Ebony is offended. Why would anyone ask about seasoning? I meant of the year. Sweetie, you ask us about chicken and ribs, and you act like you don't ask about food stuff. Really?
I'm making a joke because I was like season, and I was like, yeah, okay, because I'm a word guy and I make puns and shit. That's why.
Lords of the Night, thoughts of Anime Renee getting copyright claims on most of her videos the other day? I think it was probably a lot of bullshit, and she needs to report that, and she should get them all reversed because there's no way, unless she's using music. I don't know if she had a music thing going on.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of, I mean, that video is pulled, but I've gotten a lot of copyright claims lately on music that I took from the YouTube channel where they say, here's royalty-free music. Because I now have to assume that somebody bought the rights to that music and is now retroactively punishing anybody who happened to use it at the time when it was copyright free, which is ridiculous to me. I don't know if that's what's happening to her, but it's possible. I don't know.
And you know what, Prospero, I meant to bring that up. Happy wedding day to Sue and Count Dankula. They got married today.
Yep.
From the Lords of the Night, I hope you guys have a lifetime of happiness. I really do.
Tailed was there.
Yeah, well, yeah. Him and Dank are good friends.
Yep.
But yeah, I wish them tons of happiness there. I have trouble watching Dank because he is so Scottish. It's not his content, it's his Scottishness. Sorry.
Did we talk about when I think his wife was posting something about people not being able to make it to the wedding, and she was getting bombarded with reporters talking about that they were boycotting her wedding or some shit, and they were going to write a story about it.
They did write a story.
Yeah.
And yes, Matt Christensen got engaged today. So happy to all of them. I hope they have a great life together. Was Tailed wearing his blue face? I don't know. But guys, we are at 11 o'clock, so that is going to wrap it up. And I want to tell you guys, go over and check out Bloodwing's channel. I will throw it in the link in the description for those of you who are watching later. But for right now, there's the link in the chat there. He does a show Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm there sometimes, and it's always a lot of fun, so check that out. We're going to be over on 2 Cents Plus right after this, playing 7 Days to Die. Come hang out. Bring your friends. Tell your friends, your family that bitch you hate. Come watch, because that's always a good time. And is there anything else I need to plug, gentlemen?
Nah, son.
Oh.
All right. To all you fathers out there, have a wonderful Father's Day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your generosity tonight. Love you guys, and I mean that sincerely. Scribbles, Satsu, pleasure as always. Bloodwing, so nice to talk to you again on this side.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Everyone, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Guys.
Thanks for not being deadbeats.